I get sensitive. I get sensitive.
Brokeback Mountain.
He can't quit you.
He can't quit you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Film Hustlers.
Hey.
We're coming to you live from, we're in Lincolnshire, Illinois, and it's Dave, myself, Tootie, and we have a very special guest. He's a director, writer, producer. You kind of do it all, don't you? It's
He was talented too. You
Brian
remember?
Herzlinger.
Thanks.
Sir.
I can't change a light bulb, but you know.
Can you? I think you can.
It depends on the bulb.
He's got, you have a really interesting story if you think about it. Like, you did My Date with Drew, which was in theaters, very popular, won a bunch of festivals, or was in a bunch of, did it win?
It won, yeah.
Which ones did it win, do you know? Like,
It won.
the good ones?
It played all the ones it played it won. So it was HBO Comedy Arts Festival, New York Gen Art Film Festival, Vale,
Oh, that's cool.
Sonoma.
Oh, awesome. Nice.
So it was a very fun festival run. But of course, at the time, we were just desperate for distribution.
Yeah.
Because we shot the movie in the summer of 2003 and it didn't come out until August of 2005.
Oh, really?
Because no one knew what to do with it.
That's pretty cool, though, like that you did a documentary, like a real documentary. Explain what My Date with Drew was, and did you do it? Were you already a director at that time?
No, it was funny because My Date with Drew happened after I'd been out in LA for like 6 years, which is an eternity, right? When you're trying to make Star Wars. Way to take it seriously there, Mark, as you're chewing in the apple. So anyway, long story short, but it was, the circumstances were interesting because I had gone on a game show for real and won the grand prize of $1,100, and the winning answer was the name Drew Barrymore, and I had a crush on her since I was 6.
Who did it?
So took it as a sign, and I called up my two best friends, Brett Wynn and John Gunn, who we all grew up together, went to film school together, and we decided to take the $1,100 and make a documentary. That was the budget, use that money.
Sounds like Rod Rings Productions.
That's right. That's right. Hey, you know what? And it kicked ass.
There you go.
So you take your.
It did. No, you're right.
You take your $15 million Netflix film and shove it up your ass.
Well,
God,
yeah.
Why is it got to go up my ass?
I don't know, but I want one of those tracksuits that just have Rod Rinks' name all over.
Hey, there's only it was a
Only
single.
one?
Yeah, there was only a quick run. That's how I got the guy. I was like, hey, can you make these?
It's so good, matching top and bottom. Anyway, so
I get you a T-shirt if you want.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Timmy. So
Seriously.
I'll take it. We basically shot the movie in 30 days because we couldn't afford to get equipment, so we bought a camera from Circuit City, and they had a 30-day return policy.
Nice.
Love this.
Nice.
And we made the whole movie in 30 days. And it was one of those situations where we set out to just, for 30 days, we shot the movie every day. We had no idea what was going to happen, no idea if I was ever going to get to Drew, no idea if I was going to make my dream come true of meeting her. But in the process, all of us were making our dreams come true and making a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the best thing. That every single day we woke up, we were so excited to go do it. We had no idea what the day was going to bring, but we had a blast because we were making a movie with a little mini DV camera, just going out, using the 6 degrees of separation because somebody must know somebody who knows Drew.
Yeah.
And to this day, it's the best creative experience I've ever had because it was freedom. There were no rules. There was no inhibitions. There was no, you can't do this. We're going to figure it out. And the movie that we shot, the movie that we edited together on a daisy chain of hard drives on a laptop computer in Brett's room or John's room, depending on the week. That's the movie that got released worldwide.
Wow.
That's amazing.
It was just the best feeling ever.
And if you're listening, really, honestly, you really should go check out My Date with Drew.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I remember driving down Sunset Boulevard in Los Feliz and seeing the thing, going, My Date with Drew,
Yeah.
thinking like, what's that? It was a cool concept. Like just
Thanks.
hearing the title out loud, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a
And
blast.
now you're here.
And now I'm here with you guys making
Well,
a movie.
Yeah, just to kind of put a button on that. It's very creative for your first time out. Clearly, you should be a director. You should be in the business because that was your first piece of work and it's pretty outstanding.
Yeah.
And obviously, people thought so as well. Mm-hmm. Which is the hardest part about being in the indie world, right? Is that you have to make your movies no matter whether it costs $1,000 or $15 million, doesn't matter. But people have to like it. And people liking it is what gets you to the next step. So once you did My Date with Drew, what was next for you?
Well, that was interesting because...
Or what did you what did you think? I'm directing now.
I did.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
But that's not what happened. It's one of those things because it was a documentary, so we never said action. And I also co-directed it with my two best friends. So no one knew I could bring a movie in on schedule, bring a movie in on budget, right? And I wound up doing a little side hustle with, Tonight Show with Jay Leno. I was on, I was a correspondent for 3 years.
That's so cool.
And I had a blast doing that. But the next directing job, my first official job where I got paid to say action was a movie called Baby on Board, which I shot in Chicago. This is like 2008. And it was like an $8 million budget. And I turned 32 on the first day of shooting.
Oh, my God, you were a baby.
Nice.
Yeah, and I had no idea what I was doing. I thought I did. Like, I did all the prep work. I did everything that I had learned, and from working in television with my mentors. And I'm like, oh, I got this. This is going to be great. And I remember the first day, first scene up, Jerry O'Connell, wonderful guy, wonderful actor. Yeah. Came up to me and just started asking me some questions about the character and what I was thinking. And I was just like, well, you tell me what you think, because I had no clue. And he just went off and had everything like worked out in his head and backstory, all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, go with that. That's great. I was so scared for the rest of that day that I wasn't going to make it through that day without somebody blowing my cover, right? And then that night, I was up all night for the next day of shooting, just prepping, learning, knowing every possible answer to every possible question that any department was going to ask me. And wound up becoming a great lesson and also it was just creatively a great experience. I loved it.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, look, we're sitting here today in Lincolnshire, in Illinois. We're shooting a movie. You're directing it. I'm producing it. The Foos are on it. And it's been a long road,
Sure.
right? And what I find really interesting about talking to you, because we drive to work every morning, we drive home back to the hotel every night. When I say like, oh, well, we're having that was the roughest week. Mm-hmm. We've had a rough week here. Like last week was rough. But when I say that to you, and then you're like, oh yeah, and then we talk about your other movies, and you're like, I had gnats on one movie, the other movie was, every story you tell is worse.
Well,
but your experience, even though you're telling these horror stories that I consider horror stories, by the way, you consider them really good experiences. How does that work for you? Because
I love directing, and I know you love making movies. I love making movies, right? It's the best thing in the world to be able to, if you work at what you love, you're not working a day in your life, right? Even if there are gnats everywhere. Yeah. Even if,
What's the gnats? I don't get it.
Oh, I did
Tell
a movie.
the gnat story.
I did a film in Georgia, and it was a wonderful team, wonderful cast, wonderful experience. But the location was just below the gnat line, which I had never heard of, right? I'm in LA. I have no idea what a gnat is. And what that is a certain time of year, for a couple of months, it's just gnats everywhere, to the point where you see them on the lens. You're getting bit all the time. I had to wear one of those
like the little shields.
Yeah, that's how I'm directing. I'm like, action. They can't, I'm pointing.
And
through
what's
a net.
the weather? What's the temperature?
It's like 100 degrees and not humid.
Oh,
it was crazy. So those types of things, sure. But I think and you tell me on your films, right? There's always something that you don't see coming that's going to be an obstacle you got to overcome. It doesn't matter the budget. Doesn't matter, right?
I don't know, man. I think
Yours are so smooth.
You love it so much that you don't see that as an
Right.
obstacle, which is interesting. I think
Right.
when you love something, that's how it feels. It doesn't
Yeah, it's
feel
just
like
like-
hard work,
Yeah, and it's
like
just
you get cramps in the middle of the night after directing a whole day.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Did you really?
Yeah.
From directing? The
Yeah.
pressure or no?
I don't know what it was. It happened when I did Made in Mexico. Really weird. It was like really bad. And then when we did Beautiful Darkness, I did it. It happened again. Maybe nerves, because the same thing. Like I was working with Emilio Rivera, who's like a hardcore dude, great actor. Pepe Serna, Efron, and those dudes had questions. You know what I mean about the character.
Sure.
But I dove into that. I knew everything about those characters that I created. I created that world. You know what I mean? Like I had a big backstory. In fact, when I was talking to Emilio, it was so close to home for him, and he's like a pretty hardcore dude. He got emotional. He like had to go to the restroom, and he was like, it hit real close to home.
Was it after lunch?
It wasn't after.
Okay, I was just sure.
It was Roberts loved it because it was like for the first shot, Galvan was shooting it. We were shooting on 35,
Yep.
and we overshot that. It was 5 hours for one scene.
my mentor told me, he's a very successful television director and nominated director. And he had told me that the night before even to this day, the night before his first day of shooting, he can't sleep.
Yeah.
I think there's everybody's got something. I am usually pretty good. For me, it's anticipation of if I'm working on a project like this is a perfect example. I didn't know you guys before I made this movie. I had nobody on, on the team that I had worked with before.
Right.
For me, that's been a while for me since that's happened. Right. But as Mark and I had our conversations in the car, our therapy sessions, he was like, "You're Tom Brady. You just got to, you're getting traded. So you still got to work with the team. You got to still throw the pass, right?" And that was helpful too. And I think for me, was I worried? Sure, but was I worried the movie wasn't going to work? No.
Right.
But I was like, it's that kind of like first date.
Well, it's a first date with the people. But what I did do, and this is interesting, I think people should know that this is important to say, but you've done 30 movies, right?
Yeah, something like that.
That's a lot of movies.
You've done a lot of movies.
Yeah.
And I've stopped counting too.
Yeah.
But you've done a lot of movies.
Ora.
You've done so many that you have like a team you like to work with. But when you came on Mario's movies, Mario's movies are different, right? Mm-hmm. They're run in a different way. They're very Mario-centric. And I think what was interesting is I kept prepping you. I kept warning you. You
were prepping me so much I was getting worried.
Yeah. Because I had to keep explaining, right, that this is what we're going to be doing. This is how it's going to happen. This is what's going to go down, and you should get used to it. But I did think one night, you know what? I'm going to tell Herzlinger that it's like Tom Brady being traded from the Patriots to Tampa Bay. When he showed up there, he was a champ. People knew he was great. But he still had to throw the ball to someone. Someone still had to catch. Someone still had to run. But he was going to be the guy. And you're the guy here. Right. And all the people that you're working with have to catch your passes, have to do what you're saying, have to believe in you. Otherwise, none of it works.
Sure. Yeah.
So I love that analogy. I love that we talked about that.
I love that we were able to have that kind of honest, multiple conversations about it.
Yeah.
Because, even going into it, there's still the unknown. There's still an unknown. But what I came to learn pretty quickly is that, it's a great group, great team. And I think it's similar on the other side of it is that Mark and you guys and Mario, you have a team that you trust, that you want to work with. And I'm thrilled that I got to play with the team because it's been a really good experience.
I feel like before you get nervous, it's like a fight. Like you're nervous, you prepare, and then you're anxious, and then you can't. You like you're ready to go. You know what I mean? Like the night before, you're like, I'm prepped. I trained, and now let's go and do it. And like these guys, it's just a well-oiled machine. They know what they're doing. You just hop in that chair, and these guys are doing their thing, you do your thing, and everybody comes together for that vision.
Yeah, and it's also interesting because as we've discussed many times, is the movie we're making is a bigger, it's a bigger movie that we're trying to fit into a certain schedule and a certain budget.
And a certain look. Like some of your shots are beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. But it's ambitious. But that's exciting.
Yeah.
Right. That's
what
not
you have to go for.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
So it's been a very fun ride.
And you have to adjust.
3 more days.
You have to adjust. The Foos had parts in the movie.
Yeah.
Which, by the
that's
way,
true, too.
and I'll be serious, they were both great.
Yeah. You
They're
guys
both
did a
great.
good job.
That's nice. Thank you.
I'm serious.
Thank you.
You guys did a great job.
I even told him in the laundry room. He did a great job.
Oh, really? You guys met up in the laundry room?
It was for 5 minutes. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all right. Talking about things. Talking about things. Don't you
Talk
worry
about
about it,
stuff.
Robert.
Yeah,
It's for the long growth.
For the long growth. I don't even remember saying. Oh, I said it to Davey Dave.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things.
Can I interview you as Arnold for a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to know here?
Don't
you tell me to be Tom Brady. I am Arnold Schwarzenegger.
How dare you?
Yeah. Quick, get to the chopper.
How did you develop the Arnold Schwarzenegger? Because it is one of the best I've ever heard. It really is.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even remember.
But
when I started doing it.
you can do impersonation. You could do a little Love on the Rocks.
Oh my God, the spot on thing.
Come on, man.
Love on the rocks, ain't no surprise. Pour me a drink and I'll tell you some lies.
Listen to this guy, right? He's got a Neil Diamond
He's
sound.
my first concert. I love Neil.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Big Neil guy. Yeah.
But when you went to work for Leno, you went on red carpets, you interviewed people, you interviewed Arnold.
Yes.
And I saw that clip of you interviewing Arnold, and he gave you a look when you did an impersonation. Yes. But it was all a gag, right?
Yes.
He didn't know, but he played along.
That's exactly right.
Did you get that every time when you did that?
No.
Oh, no?
No. But Arnold was hysterical because there was the whole idea was I basically wanted to do my impression of Arnold for Arnold. And it was at the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest premiere.
Bro, you know what? I think I saw that interview.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
I swear.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, no, he wasn't stopping to do any interviews. And so I jumped the rope to get on the red carpet, and I got him. But I knew he was friends with Leno. So I had the mic flag and everything. I said The Tonight Show, and I go, "Excuse me, Governor," right? And then he turns around. I go, "I'm so excited! My camera's right here," because the producer's in my earwig saying, "Make sure he's looking at our camera." I'm like, "Okay," and I'm freaking out, right? And like, everything's getting thrown at me. So anyway, I said, "Can I do my impression of you for you?" He goes, "Relax, calm down. I'm here. We love the show. We love Jay." I'm like, "Okay, well, my camera's right there. Can I do my impression of you for you?" He goes, "Yeah," and then I do it. And then he just makes this face like, and then he walks off.
No comment, just the face.
Yeah, and he just walks off. Audience is going crazy. I walk back to camera and then it cuts. But what you didn't see is he came over to me afterwards, just right after that. He walks back into frame and he goes, "That was great." Like, he was like totally in on the joke and just played along with it. So that was awesome.
But not everyone did.
No,
not everyone did.
No.
That's
but
a hard.
You know what's a fun fact? Stan Lee. I did a whole bit about Who Wants to Be a Superhero. Remember, he had that reality show.
Yeah.
So I got to meet and interview Stan Lee, and he created. You're interviewing an official superhero.
Really,
what?
Guys? I'm Talking Man.
Talking Man.
Stan Lee created Talking Man for me, and I had an outfit and everything. So my kids love the fact that I'm an official
is that Marvel?
Yeah.
Who owns that? Universal?
No,
it's
Disney.
Disney?
Now, yeah.
Write the script.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
Talking Man and direct it.
Oh, my
You
gosh.
write, direct, and produce and act it.
You want Stan to roll over in his grave? There it is. Right there. But no, what a wonderful 3 years doing that. It was a blast.
So
It was
you did.
fun.
So yeah, I mean, you're legitimately like the American dream. Like, it's really so cool to like see you go from $1,000 movie to Leno for 3 years. Plus, you were developing script and ideas, and then all of a sudden, we're sitting here 2024. We're making a movie together. But you did all of these movies, and then you got caught in the wave of Christmas movies.
Yes.
Right? Which, look, we all do,
Yeah,
right? There's a lot of
yeah.
Christmas movies being made, and somehow we get sucked
100%.
into doing them. But you care about them. It's important.
I do, because you know what's fun is even this is a perfect example. We happen to be making a Christmas movie, but we're also making a movie that we would want to make. It has elements. It's got the musical element of it, the dance elements of it. So even though I happen to be directing, whether it's Christmas or a rom-com, whatever it is, as long as I love the story, as long as I have something in there that I'm excited about, it doesn't matter to me the genre.
Yeah.
They just happen to be a lot of Christmas, because once you do them and they're successful, like, oh, okay, well, he could check the boxes. But I don't want to just check the boxes, and neither do any
none
of
of us do.
It's just check the boxes, but then how can you make it yours?
And by the way, I want to say this. You're listening. We didn't tell you. We're working on a film called My Grown Up Christmas Wish, written by Brian and Megan Herzlinger, directed by Brian Herzlinger, and Mario Lopez is starring in it with his wife Courtney Lopez and their son Dominic. So we're sitting
A
here.
lot of couples in this.
Well, it's like
equation.
a family affair. If
It's
you
a family
You
affair.
guys are like a family.
Yeah.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So on top of that, this for you guys, it's enjoyable. It's familiar faces, right?
Yeah.
It's people whose energies you love to be around.
Yeah.
Mario and Courtney don't have to be doing this movie, but they are, and they're killing it.
Yeah.
And having fun
and having
doing
fun
it.
doing it.
And they
Yeah.
like your direction, and
Well, that's
Mario
nice.
appreciates the work that you're doing. He
That's
tells you
very
all the
nice.
time. Tells you every day.
It's very sweet. It's very sweet. I don't get invited to the Dodger game, but it's
Yeah, well,
but anyway, that's okay. It's okay.
we got rained out. See how
I know.
negative
It's
that
like
was?
karma. I talked to the movie.
If you believe in God,
No, but it's genuinely the fact that Megan that you offered it to us after we did that quick rewrite on Steppen was such a pleasure and so fun. And the process, I love working with Megan. She elevates anything I do. So it's been the best.
Well,
And
she's your better half. She's
definitely
a better writer than you are. That's for
100%.
sure.
I know that.
Yeah.
Oh, she's an attorney,
Yeah.
for God's sakes.
Yeah, almost.
Almost. If you-
She doesn't have to take the bar until we don't
Hey,
tell
that's
her.
that's a plan B, like a
100%.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's an amazing plan B. Plan A's working, though.
Let me tell you, like for me, like for years before we were writing together, it took forever to even get an answer from any potential network or buyer or whatever. Megan comes in, she comes up with a pitch, sells it in an hour. And I'm like, what the? And they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to greenlight it into production. I'm like, wait, what? Am I directing? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay,
cool.
That's great.
Cool.
That's great.
Good job, honey.
Yeah, good job, man.
No, you guys are a good couple. Do you have a dream of doing a certain kind of movie? By the way, this guy's email is Amblin Guy. I won't tell you. I won't tell you at what because you won't believe it.
Do you get that, though? Do you know what? I'm looking at your face. Do you know Amblin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spielberg? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the movies that made me want to make movies.
Yeah, of course.
But to answer your question, for me, it's like I want to direct a successful and beloved studio film. That's a goal. Genres, for me, I love all of them. Like I love movies. We all do, right? Yeah. So I've done thrillers. I love doing that. You know why? That allows me to have some more fun with the camera. I get to tell a story visually, right? Yeah. You let the camera be part of that language, the cinematic language. With a rom-com, I just love those great moments, where I'm, Notting Hill, I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to love her.
Yeah.
Those. But think about rom-coms. Like you could count on two hands the ones that are amazing.
True.
Yeah.
But there's so many of them that are made. And I'm like, I look at some of these movies that are made with $15, $20 million with names, and I'm making the same movie for a fraction of that.
Right.
And in my head, I'm like, there's no reason why I can't be doing those. And for me, that is part of that quest, part of that goal.
Yeah.
And every single time you make a movie, you're honing your skills. Right?
Yeah.
I will always learn something new on every movie.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, everything I'm doing is, while it's entertaining for myself, while it's satisfying for myself, it's also prepping me for what's next.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like working with somebody like Mario.
Right.
That's prepping me for somebody, at that level too, or above that level, whatever it is.
Right.
You don't know. You don't know what the experiences that I'm having on this one are going to lead me to be able to handle later.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to watch you work. It's fun to watch Mario work because, he's been doing it for 40 years. He's very talented. He's gifted. He has a lot of instinct to the work that he does. And every time I see a scene happening with him in it, I'm always wondering, oh, wow, I wonder if this is the scene that people are going to remember, It's so because cool. He's always so good.
Well, I'll tell you, his work ethic is crazy. Like, he gives 100%.
Yeah, and he's hurt now, and he's giving 100%. I can't believe
the stuff he's doing physically while being hurt. Yeah. He's like sore with his back, whatever it is. The moment we roll, you can't tell.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, he's hanging in there.
It's a big deal, yeah.
It's hard. It's hard work. It's we're against the elements. I always tell him and others that work on stage, we're in the wild.
Yes.
Anything can happen. People could walk up. It could rain. It could sleet. It could snow. The sun could come out. The wind
That'll
could hit.
happen in one day, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one day.
Yeah, exactly.
That was last
And
week.
it does happen, and it's part of the work that you do. You have to make it work no matter what, And I think we've done that, and it's been awesome to do it with all of you. So the answer to the question, what would be your ultimate movie, would just be a studio film of any genre. A beloved studio film of any.
Yeah, because for me, it's like, my favorite movie is E.T., but the best film I've ever seen. Ambling Guy. Best film I've ever seen is Schindler's List. For me, I love the idea of being able to create something that's culturally a favorite for families and people. Just something that's so respected by people in the business. Your peers to acknowledge something you've done, that's awesome. That'd be great. So when are we going to start the Best Christmas Movie Festival? When is that happening?
Oh, you mean what your favorites are?
Yeah.
In December.
Yeah, exactly.
Or in November. But
right.
What was your favorite movie that you've done to date? Like the movie that you say is the best work that you've done. Do you have one?
It's a tough question, right? I mean, I don't know how you can...
Well, you've done a lot of them. You must.
It's got to be this one.
Along with the.
I have to say the one I'm doing is
Robert's. Every movie is the greatest he's ever made.
Yeah.
During that time, it's the greatest.
There's something about each movie that is something that means so much to me, right? Except for like two. Meet My Valentine, right, is a cancer drama, right, and it's got Scott Wolf in it, Courtney Ford, and that was a movie where I was, 4 years. After writing it, it took me 4 years to get that thing made. And it was the first movie I made at Mar Vista.
Okay.
Right. And I made a promise to myself because I thought it was the most powerful ending at that time that I had written. And I just promised myself, like, if I'm directing this, I will compromise at other moments, but I will not compromise one frame of that ending. And the ending is exactly the way it was written. It has the impact, I believe, the way I intended. And I'm so proud just because it's so hard to do a movie in 12 days, 14 days.
Yeah.
And you are forced to compromise certain things. But that ending, to me, is one of my favorite moments in movies I've done.
But pick a movie. Pick your favorite movie that you've done.
It's My Date with Drew.
That's
That's
a great one. It's a great one.
Because the feeling that I got, and John and Brett and Carrie, who produced it, we played the movie in theaters. And we played it. When we played that first festival, we were up against Napoleon Dynamite, Super Size Me, and Garden State. And we won. The audience won.
Wow.
So the audience picked us. And literally every single, I'm getting the chills even thinking about it now. We had everybody just standing ovations, and you could hear a pin drop at all the right spots, cheering at all the right spots. And that is still today the greatest feeling.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Was to know that something's resonating with people. And again, there's layers to it. Sure, is it about a guy trying to get a date with you? Sure. Is it about somebody pursuing their dream? Yes. Can you apply your dream to this guy's journey? 100%. Right? If you don't take risks, you have a wasted soul. That's what Drew said, right? So my thing is if we're impacting somebody's life in a positive way, and we didn't even mean to, best thing in the world, best feeling in the world.
That's pretty cool.
Wow. It really is amazing.
Yeah, it's an amazing. It is an amazing. I keep saying it over and over. I'm not just blowing smoke.
No,
up
I
your ass.
appreciate it.
It's a great movie, and it's a moment in time.
It is. It's and it's also a time capsule.
Yeah, perfect moment.
You
in
want to
time.
see what it looked like in 2003? Watch. There's no iPhones. You know, we're literally. I'm sneaking into a premiere on speakerphone because we don't have a camera.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, and the internet was there, but.
It wasn't really.
It wasn't. There's no Facebook, no social media, nothing.
Yeah. There was MySpace.
No,
was there MySpace then?
I think so.
Or maybe it just started.
Barely.
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
We were just excited to have a website.
Whoa.
MyDateWithDrew.com. Which
It was dial-up.
Yeah, that's why I still have it. All right, just relax. I'm so stuck with technology.
So when you were interviewing for jobs as a director, would people know your movie My Date with Drew?
Yes.
Yeah. Did that help? Yeah, it helped a lot.
It got me in the room.
It helped with me.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's great. Good to know. And honestly, I don't know how much it helped or didn't because you never really hear why. But once I started doing the like the Mar Vista ones and Pure Flicks, I did a number of movies for. Once you start doing one and they see that you're bringing it on schedule and bringing it on budget, that goes a long way. Then if it happens to perform, well, that's a whole other added bonus.
Golden goose.
Yeah. So then it it got to a point where I'm like, okay, they know what they get with me, so there's not a risk there. But then it becomes, am I still able to make it something other than the box being checked? Right. That's part of it. This was your concept. Your guys' concept was My Grown Up Christmas Wish,
right.
And I loved it because it has an Amblin type element to it. It's got this fantasy, this wish fulfillment element to it. How do you pull that off?
Yeah.
How do you pull that off with Mario Lopez? How do you pull that off with dance numbers? How do you pull that? Like, how do you do that? And that was a fun challenge.
Yeah.
And I'm, for me, like we all, was it last night when we did the finale?
Yeah, we did the finale.
We all had
last
the
night.
biggest smiles on our faces watching that, and I was just like, my God, this is like.
Well,
amazing.
I think
told this guy it's the best Christmas one he's made.
Him?
Yeah, for sure. Because I've worked on not all of them. I didn't work on it on Netflix, but the concept. You know what I mean? In the story, it's and then the dance. You add the dance. It was a cool story, anyways. And then you add the dance and singing element to it. It's
No, he did all the music.
But there
Roberts was literally putting the music together before the script was done.
Yeah.
well,
it's amazing.
because you have to.
Yeah,
right?
I know, but you did a great
but
job
that was
with
tip the hat to Cesar Vega, who's our composer, who wrote all the songs that are being performed in the movie. But yeah, we worked on it a lot. Spencer Liff helped a lot. I sent him the songs. He made his notes. We adjusted. We
And
made
again,
them longer,
this is my first
shorter,
time working
that
with
kind
any
thing.
of this team. Spencer, I adore. He was amazing.
He's our choreographer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is amazing. He was on Broadway. He was on So You Think You Can Dance for 10 years. Pretty amazing. It was a lot of fun. I think, look, if you have an interest in doing movies with dancing and music and stuff like that, I think anyone can do it. It's just preparation.
It's a lot of work.
If you get ahead of it, 3 months, 4 months ahead of it, and you got a willing composer, anything's possible.
Yeah.
And you just trust yourself, right? It's your ear, it's your visual, is it impactful? Is it great? That's the one thing about this business, and I think it's really important to mention, and we mention it a lot, is trust yourself and be bigger than the business. Because every executive sits waiting for us to walk in and pitch his socks off to the point where he stands up and goes tells his boss, we got to work with these guys. I just heard a story I'd never heard before. And if every story isn't that, then you're falling into a pool of just mediocre ideas, you know? Yeah. I mean, think about this idea. This is about a mayor who's been in a town his whole life, and his fourth grade Christmas wish list is coming true now.
Yeah, as an adult.
I just said that in 5 seconds.
Yeah, you get the movie.
And everyone listening knows what that.
Yeah,
100%. How cool.
You know
that
what it is, Robert? You know what this movie is? Dave?
High concept.
There we go. It's high concept.
It is high concept.
Okay.
It is high concept. It is. No, you're right. Now we figured it out, right? We started the podcast. We didn't know what a high concept was.
That pitch was like, so there's this scientist, and he extracts DNA from fossil.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, there it is. You knew right away, Robert.
It's amazing. Dude, that's the best pitch ever.
You know what cracks me up, though? In the first iteration of this, I was literally really pushing to have dancing cars. You remember that? Like cars, literally.
Cars?
Yeah, you cut that right away.
Yeah. No, remember, like, you ever go to California Adventure and they have like the cars doing the Luigi's thing, and they're all dancing and singing. I'm like, what if we do that with real cars? This is gonna be amazing. Let's do a big dance over with cars. Everybody's looking at me like I'm nuts, and they were right.
Yeah,
there's no way
we could have never done it.
Not on this.
No.
I mean, we could have tried.
No,
it would have got cut.
Don't give me that.
If it was happening tomorrow, we would have cut that.
We would have absolutely.
Yeah. It would have.
That's 100% right. The dancing car scene got cut.
It would have been hard to do, but no, it's exciting to be out here in the wild making a movie and knowing that we're making one that is probably, a top 10 idea in a Christmas pool of 200 movies a year.
Yeah, let's not screw it up, Yeah.
That's the idea. Let's just be creative, get it right, work hard, trust yourself, throw out ideas, let the best idea win.
Yep.
I think we've done that a lot on this show, on this movie.
Well, I think there's also a lot of, every time you make a movie, you're making three, right? The one that's on the page, the one you shoot, and the one you edit. It's organic, and it adjusts during each phase. And like we're shooting scenes tomorrow that weren't written the way they are until tonight.
Yeah.
And that those kinds of moments it's exciting. It's also a little bit of a high wire walk, but that's why you got to count on trust on the team. Yeah.
But I do love, that's what I love about this business of 85, 86, 87 pages is that I think that's why we work so hard on the scripts, because we know that we're not going to be able to lose any of it. Right? There's not going to. When I did indies before, I would lose entire scenes, move them around, put the end at the beginning.
Well, you didn't have to meet the specific running time. I mean, this is 87:30 with 1 minute of credits.
There's no way around it. But so everything's going to get used. So everything has to, every scene has to exit into the next scene.
It's got to move the story forward.
And the end has to be an exciting, final act with a big finale and a song that wraps it all up, and a dance that wraps it all, and a kiss that takes us to the credits. So I think it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of hard work, but nothing compared to the stories of what's happened to you. I mean, and you love it. You love it. There was another story about another movie.
I'm trying to remember.
Not Maria Menounos. There was another film you were on where, God, what was happening? What movie was hard for you? I'm trying to think of which one you were telling me about.
I mean, all of them have the obstacles.
No, there was a movie. The one in Hawaii.
Well, in Maui. I did two in Maui, but a lot of that was just weather. A lot of that was weather.
It would come in and rain on you?
Yeah, it would come in like every like 30 minutes or something like that, and then it would be gorgeous and stunning, and then you're recovering from the rain, you have to shoot, and then wait, there's some more rain. But then the product is worth it. You get the most gorgeous stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've had shoots where the crews aren't as amazing as you would hope they would be, or locations, you ran into location problems, whatever it is. But it's all part of that adventure, right? It's about problem solving as you go.
Yeah.
Right, and figuring it out.
Well, I was telling Gemma the other day. Gemma's our line producer. That I feel like movies are like, you know, when you go to kickstart a car, and you got to get a really good run. I don't know if some of the younger people aren't going to know what this is, but you know,
you got to pop the clutch
when you pop the clutch, right? But you had to give it a good run. You had to give it a good run and get a head start.
You had to be on a hill.
I only drive automatic.
But you know, it's like toboggans, you know, like when you have to get a good run, right? Yeah, the luge. You have to get a good run, get a good head start. Yeah. I think movies are like that. Like if my head start for you guys was to prep the hell out of the movie, locations wise, crew wise, like every prop, every musical piece, every dance scene, every everything that had to do with the movie. When you were going to go work the first day, it was all going to be there for you because that was the head start we got, right? Yeah. And then as you get through into the second, third week, your car starts to slow down, and you're like, I got to make it to the end. Got to make it. Right. So it's all about how big a head start you can get in these movies.
But it's also knowing the person helping you with that head start knows what they're doing.
Right. No, it's important.
You were very good about that.
We were all in there. We were all in there.
It was a lot of, but again, this is not just a standard one. There's so many moving pieces to this one that you know, every time you get part of it, you're like, oh, all right. I'm glad that we got it. We got it the way we wanted to get it, and done.
We're so close to the end.
We're so
close to the end.
Yeah.
What advice would you give a young filmmaker in film school? You know, coming out, it's a different world, right? Because now it's all about content creators.
Yeah, it's so crazy right now.
You could be a producer, director, writer. You could do it all. But like, what advice would you give to the newbie that's coming out?
Or do you need film school? Because there's Tarantino says his film school was his first film. How do you feel about that?
I feel like I think film school is important.
Yeah,
but I also think the experiences you have afterwards or before are equally important. So, for example, my experience was I went to Ithaca College for film and had a great education in the mechanics of film, how to, right? But I didn't grasp really the why. Like, why am I putting the camera there? Why am I having the actor do this? And it wasn't until I went to work with Bill D'Elia and David Kelly. I learned the how. Wasn't 100% sure about the why. But then when I started working with David Kelly and Bill D'Elia and that whole team, where I started off as a PA, worked my way up to be Bill's assistant on Ally McBeal, right? So I was on Chicago Hope as a PA, nice. Ally McBeal as the showrunner's assistant. And I happened to have the best directors in the business doing these episodes. So when I was finished working as an assistant at night, I'd go down on set and just sit there, hover over the directors and watch them in action, shadow them. I had directed like 10 movies and I still went back and shadowed Bill.
That's cool.
Just because I was like, I want to see how is this applying now that I've had the experience, right? So for me, film school is important, but also it's getting out there and doing it. The advice I'd give to up and coming filmmakers is you have all of the tools in your pocket to make a movie. You can literally do it on your phone. The only thing stopping you from telling your story or the story you want to tell is you. Do it.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if it's perfect, doesn't matter if it's going to be a success, whatever, just do it. Start that process. Start the experiences. You have control of the first experience. Make it yourself.
No.
And I love talking to the crew on our movie where they're talking about doing their short films and wanting to show me the short films. And even today, Jasmine was telling me that she's going to school for directing. I'm like, oh, great. Well, ask me anything you want. She had a list of like 5 questions. I'm like, well, this is what I would do. This is it. And I love that. I love that.
Before I forget, we're going to do 2 things.
Yeah.
You're going to tell your story about meeting Spielberg.
Oh,
okay. But before we do that, do you know the website extrememusic.com?
Is that the library?
You've done 30 films. You must know what
it's like the library.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever used them?
Yeah.
Okay. We use them. I've used them on every Christmas movie I've ever done, which is not that many. I've only done 5. But extrememusic.com is our sponsor, our partner on this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
But they're also the best music library in the world. I mean, amazing stuff. And I want to use a lot of their music on the current movie we're working on. Is there a library that you like or that you use?
I don't normally. If there is a library that winds up getting used, a lot of it is extreme music.
Yeah.
There we go.
I know that. But for me, much like you, I love scores.
Yeah.
I love scores. We're listening to John Barry here in the lounge, getting emotional. But for me, it's like I have this armada of film scores, and I know them in and out, much like you do. Where I'm like, that cue Michael Giacchino's Shenanigans from Lost Season 2, that's going to work as a temp cue for this to help the composer figure it out.
Right.
So for me, I'm usually very hands-on with the cues that I use to try to convey what my feeling for that scene is musically.
Yeah.
And then let them go off of that.
Right.
But fortunately, much like you yourself with the composers, I've had great experience working with composers who are equally passionate about movies and scores.
They all are.
They love it.
And there's so many
and they
of
all
them.
want to do that beloved, successful studio movie.
I mean, I
Period.
think everyone does. But extrememusic.com is fascinating because Hans Zimmer is a partner, right?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's a partner. He's a partner with them and Sony and Russ Emanuel, and they bring the best composers in the world together.
Cool.
There's needle drops in there. There's score in there. There's all kinds of stuff in there, and I've used them on. We did a whole short where I used nothing but extreme music. I didn't even hire a composer.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, and they're amazing. They're reasonably priced. I don't want to say inexpensive. They're reasonably priced, and
They'll work with you.
Yeah, and you can get a hit song. You can get a composer. You can even hire. What's the name of the company that's off to the side? Some Bleeding Fingers. Bleeding Fingers, which is part of Extreme Music, you can hire to actually compose your music. They were doing a Lifetime film while we were doing a Lifetime film, remember? Yeah. Oh, you were there, yeah. So extrememusic.com for all your music needs. They are terrific.
Thank you, Russ.
Yeah, thank you, Russ. So now, just to end it, tell the story.
About Spielberg?
About Spielberg, yeah.
Okay, well, there's video to accompany this, so it'll help.
Did you jump over rail with the mic stand?
Close.
Or mic flag?
I was in high school. I was growing up in New Jersey, and everybody in school knew two things about me: that I loved Drew Barrymore and Spielberg. They knew I loved Spielberg. So my Latin teacher, English teacher, senior year, Mrs. Underwood, her son Kevin was going to the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, 3-hour drive south from Jersey. He called his mother to tell me that Steven was getting an award for Schindler's List at the U.S. Navy Academy and that I should go. So my dad took off work, drove down on a Wednesday. It was raining, May 4th.
How old are you?
I was 94, so I was born in 76. So what is it? 18? 18. Yeah, 18. So we drove down. It was May 4th, 1994, Wednesday, rainy. And we go down, and then Spielberg's getting this award, and he's in this big auditorium, and I see him, and he's like, 500 feet over there and in the middle of this dais, and everybody's cheering for him, and he gets the award for Schindler's List. And then he goes to leave, and I try to jump over the railing. They try to get to him and everything, but there were so many people I couldn't get to him. And I brought my high-8 camera. My dad is filming this whole journey for the off chance that I would meet Steven. I had my 8x10s ready for him to sign, all this stuff. So anyway, we're walking around. I'm flagging down lieutenants and generals and all this. I'm like, excuse me, is Spielberg still here? And they're like, no, he left. I'm like, oh. And then this lieutenant named Scott Allen walks up in the hallway, and I go, excuse me, did I miss Spielberg? And he goes, well, he left, but he's in the commissary. We're about to have a big luncheon. And I'm like, oh. And he goes, do you want to go? Because I showed him the 8x10. I'm like, I just want to get this signed. And he's like, you want to go? And I'm like, yeah, can my dad go? He's like, yeah, sure. So the lieutenant walks us over in the rain, walk over to the commissary, and it looked like a matte painting. There were 10,000 naval midshipmen there, all in their whites, right? It like just lined up and up in these rows, right? And in the middle was this dais again, and then the chaplain was giving his little prayer beforehand, and Steven went up there, and he was the guest of honor, so did his thing, and then everybody starts clapping, and then he had his baseball hat, and he steps off the dais, and I can't see him because there's a flood of people. And then I just see this hat come up like this, and the arm holding the hat was coming at me, like 3 people in front of me, and then it turns that way, turns left. And then as the people parted, there's Spielberg, literally, I don't know, maybe
2 feet away.
5 feet past where you are.
Oh, okay.
And I'm there, and the lieutenant says, okay, so you go up to him, and we'll get the it signed, but then you have to leave. I'm like, yes, I'm saluting the guy. I'm like, yes, sir. I'm in the name of thing.
Right away, sir.
Now, one of the things I had told him to get this was that I had organized a trip for my senior class to see Schindler's List. Got him out of school, 381 kids, to go see this movie in the theater. because I knew they weren't going to go see it because that movie changed my life. It came out that December. And I wanted to tell Spielberg that. So anyway, so we walk over. Spielberg sits down. 10,000 people sit down. And the lieutenant starts telling him the story about how I went on a senior trip to see Schindler's List. I'm like, no, I organized it. No, I'm the one who got it. I'm the one who did it. So anyway, so I go, Mr. Spielberg, hello. My name is Brian, and I'm from Haddonfield, New Jersey. I said right outside of Haddonfield because I knew he grew up there for a little while. And he goes, I'm from Haddonfield. I'm like, yes, I know everything about you. You're my favorite filmmaker, and I'm going to go to film school. I'm going to Ithaca in the fall. And he goes, video or 16 millimeter? I go, 16 millimeter. And we're just talking, and I said, I have to tell you, all of your movies are the reason why I want to make movies. And we talked for about 6-7 minutes, and he was so kind, so nice, and then he said he signed my thing to Brian, make it, Steven Spielberg. And so I had that, and he shook my hand. And then he said,
"Are you going to cry?"
No, I'm remembering it. I'm literally picturing it. And then he said, "See you at Amblin."
It's okay if you are.
I know.
It's
I feel
okay.
it. He goes, "I'll see you at Amblin." It's the last thing he said. He said, "My goal is to work at Amblin. I'll see you at Amblin." So I walk away. My dad was filming the whole thing. 3 years later, I got an internship at Amblin after a year of phone calls from my dorm room in Ithaca, New York. And I'm working in the story department. And there was a hallway that ends and joins with another hallway, like a 90-degree angle. The hallway that it joins with is Spielberg's hallway. And it's covered with pictures and all the awards, accolades, and everything. And on that wall is a picture of that day at the Naval Academy with him in that big auditorium. And if the photographer had gone to the right, you would have seen me in the distance waving. But it's there. No one goes in the hall. They say, don't talk to Steven, you don't bother him and all this stuff. In the middle of as those hallways join, there's a photocopy room, and that's where I was photocopying scripts. And I'm in there photocopying scripts one night around 6 o'clock or something. And as I come out of the copy room, Spielberg's coming out of his hallway, and we wind up walking side by side down this hallway. And I'm saying to myself, oh, my God, I got to say something. Do I say something? They told me not to. I got to say something. So I go, how you doing, Mr. Spielberg? And he's like, good. How are you? I said, I'm good, thank you. I said, this is going to sound crazy, but we met before. And he goes, where? And I go, 3 years ago at the U.S. Naval Academy. And he goes, were you a cadet? I'm like, no, look at me. I'm not.
Yeah.
There's no way they would let me in. Yeah. I go, no, I met you. I'm a film student. I told you I was going to go to film school, and now I'm interning here. And then he looks at me and he goes, I remember you. And I'm like, yeah, right. And he goes, your dad was filming the whole thing. And I'm like, oh, my God. I'm like, you remember me? Oh, my God, this is amazing. And I'm like, yes. I go, now I'm interning here. And, the last thing you said was see you at Amblin. And I'm here and I'm loving it. And he goes, I'm proud of you. And he goes, you represent a small percentage of the film students that actually do it. And I'm sitting there like, okay. And the crazy thing was the night before, I had gone to see Duel, his first
Great
weekend.
movie, yeah.
Great movie. On 35 at the Museum for Television.
I have it on DVD.
Oh, of course, I have it on Blu-ray. You want to keep going? Let's do it. I have the 35 millimeter printout. And there was a Q&A afterwards that night before, and they had like the UPM, Jim Fargo, who went on. He directed like Every Which Way But Loose, and he was the UPM on Jaws.
Yeah.
And I went up to him the night before, and I'm like, my name's Brian. I'm an intern at Amblin. Nice to meet you. And he goes, well, yeah, if you see Steven, tell me he owes me a call. Well, now I'm sitting there talking with Steven. I go, oh, by the way, Jim Fargo says you owe him a call. And he starts laughing. He goes, I do owe him a call.
Yeah.
I do owe him a call. I said, okay. And he goes, well, I'll see you on the floors. And I said, okay, I'll see you on the floors. Then he goes, I go back into the copy room and I have a cell phone. So I get on the phone, call my parents. I'm like tearing up and everything. And it was just one of those moments where you meet the figure that inspired you to do what you want to do for the rest of your life, and he exceeds any expectation you would have of meeting him. There was no reason. He didn't have to do any of that.
Yeah.
And by the way, that day at the Naval Academy, when we were talking for 6 or 7 minutes, I realized afterwards 10,000 people were waiting for him to start eating. He knew that. And he just kept talking to me. And then the moment I left and he put his fork, you hear 10,000 forks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
It was the best.
I mean, I think we can all learn a lot from that. Well, I mean, not me, but everyone else.
No, it's just it's you could learn. What are you talking about?
It's because he's
I'm sorry, Three Amigos.
Yeah,
you had all these amazing experiences on these studios.
He's above us. He's above us. That's his whole thing.
I'm just teasing. It is an amazing story. Thank you for telling that.
Of
Because
course.
when you told
Thank you
me,
for asking me.
when you told me, I was blown away. Your journey has been amazing and blessed, and you're
But I got to
lucky.
tell you, but part of it is the people that you meet.
Yeah.
Right. I'm so glad that we met.
Yeah, me
I'm so
too.
glad we met. I'm enjoying it all.
Your journey is very unique and special, and I think a lot of people can learn from it. Not just what you've done, but how you've done it. How you've risked and put yourself out there and creatively, spoken to people that you admire. You shadowed directors when you didn't have to. All that kind of stuff,
And one of my other pieces of advice is say yes. Yeah. Say yes when you have an opportunity, because you have no idea what that door is going to open for you after that, what it's going to lead to, what options are going to come your way because you said yes.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. Well, thank you for being here with us on
Film Hustlers, Robert.
Film
Get it right.
Hustlers.
I forgot. You don't learn anything. You don't need to learn anything anymore, right? You already learned it all. Okay.
And don't forget to watch My Grown-Up Christmas Wish here coming in November.
That's true. And My Date with Drew.
My Date with Drew.
And Made in Mexico.
And Made in Mexico.
Check out
Rod Rings film.
Yeah,
that's right. Check the tracks.
Check out My Date with Drew. Check out Made in Mexico. We got to put up Beautiful Darkness. So people have.
We got to put it.
yeah,
Let's put it up on. You're supposed to do that, Robert.
Vimeo. I can put it up on Vimeo.
No, we don't want to put it up on Amazon.
Amazon. All right, I'll try.
On the shorts.
All right.
Shorts.
All right. Stay tuned, people. See you next time on Film Hustlers.
There we go. Good job.
Nicely done. Good out. That was very fun.